The footbridge washed out.
Was the swinging bridge, and you went across, and the scariest thing I've ever been across in my life. I had to wait to go across it to go to school.
Oh my goodness.
It was awful. And then there were times when the floods, when they would go down, Dad would have us across in the tractor. Well, one time he pushed it the wrong direction, and we went down into the water, and our feet were all muddy. We had to go to school like that.
This was in 1967 when we were stranded for about a week. And it was cold, it was in December. We had one bedroom that had a little gas heater in it. I don't know how
we had spam for Christmas dinner.
We had spam.
No, it wasn't spam. She brought turkey over.
They rigged up a rowboat on a cable, and she had on her alpine hat, and she went shooting across the river with turkey.
With turkey for dinner, but it's all right.
I think I do know something about floods. Maybe I can talk about that for a minute. And the reason I can talk about it primarily is because I grew up on a ranch, and floods are a big, exciting thing. And you never quit taking an interest in floods all your life. It's ground into your character. The 1983 flood that we had in this country here, in my estimation, has to be by far the biggest flood in memory. Very close to half the water in the Santa Cruz River came out of Peck Canyon. It was a tremendous flood. And when my wife and I were standing out there watching it, it had to be a quarter of a mile wide. I'll tell you something, if anybody hears me say this, you're going to think it's first I'm a tremendous liar. But we were there watching this, and I looked up, here came a whale down the canyon. Now go ahead and laugh, but bear with me for just a minute.
Okay.
I looked at it, silver top would come up, you see it, it dip underwater, and a spume would squirt up in the air just exactly like a whale does when he blows water up. He'd go under that. It finally got down opposite to us, and it was a 500-gallon butane tank that washed out from the ranch up above. The pipe was broken off, it's blowing butane gas. Whenever that dip under the water, it's blow this spout up in the air.
What do you remember about the floods in the 70s and 1980? The flood?
Do I remember 1983?
Mm-hmm.
It had been raining all of September. Called my son and said, I'm on, we'll be there pretty soon. And he said, Mom, don't bother to come. You can't get across the river. The next day we went down to look at the river, and it was raging with whitecaps on it, at least 20 feet deep at Chavez Siding. It was unreal. No telephone service across the river, no electricity for 10 days. Half of the village came down to help do a deep sea casting rod, set up a pulley across the river to send food, milk, and we didn't cross the river for 2.5 months.
Those people were isolated there for 2 months?
Well, we had the back road, but we couldn't get up the back road for a long time. Every night at 5 o'clock, is that old song, Shall We Gather at the River? Megaris's house in the village, it literally fell into the river and washed away. They lost their house to the river. We went down to watch it. It was like watching icebergs falling into the sides of the thing just caving in.
Well, I was going to tell you, I remember one Christmas time, we had to do all of our shopping. Mother would do all of our shopping through the mail. This one Christmas especially, we had a terrible, terrible rain, and the river was up, and no way in the world to get anything across the river. And Mother got the word, all of us little kids, what she's going to do for Christmas. 5 days, it was just roaring terribly. No one could get across, so they let up a little bit. And getting real close to Christmas, my dad told we stopped to get our mail. He went down one morning and swam his horse across the river and got a bag of mail back, and then
so the mail had been piling up over there just waiting for somebody to risk it. Well, it made the whole town happy, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, everybody was sitting around.
How often would you say the river ran really heavy like that?
Oh, my. In the summertime, every afternoon, we could hear a roar, and we'd hear that water coming in, from Mexico. And so we would run down as far as we could to watch it.